Hi guys, and welcome back to SwitchUp. Now I do hope the sound comes out okay. I'm currently on holiday and taking a bit of a break just to record the sales video, and my iPad is no longer working, which is ridiculous. So I'm on my laptop, which is old and rubbish. That being said, there are some incredible sales this week, and as ever, we'll be giving away another free copy of Rise Race the Future. Check the top comment to see if you've won from last week, and if you want to enter for next week, you just need to leave a normal comment. What's on sale this week? Let's find out. First up then, we've got Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, which is now its lowest ever price. It's 50% off, taking it down to 12 quid. 12 quid for one of the best games of all time. Yes please, that is well worth picking up. It is quite a large file, so make sure you've got at least 12 gigs free. There's a large open world to explore here, and it has a high fantasy setting. If you're a fan of that style, you'll control a team of pawns as you go about questing with that action RPG combat. A brilliant game. And honestly, if you've waited on all the times we've mentioned it, I would strongly recommend picking it up right now at its cheapest ever price. Matching its previous lowest ever price, we've got Okami HD. This one's coming in at 50% off, down to £7.99, and to beat it, it's going to take you about 35 hours, so it's well worth it. This one's 9 gigs, and it has that beautiful, I believe it's called Sumi E-Ink art style. It's a lovely adventure title, this one. I'd probably say one of the best on the Switch, and if you've seen it a few times and maybe considered it, well, why not get it while it's on its cheapest ever price? I'm pretty sure people in the comments can verify just how good it is. It holds up really nicely on the Switch, and it's got a lovely control system that works well in docked or handheld. This sale ends on August the 13th. A big thanks to Surfshark VPN who've sponsored this video, and they've actually given us something pretty cool. If you're not sure what a VPN is, it's a virtual private network, and it allows you to basically show your computer as in another country. So if you wanted to use maybe a Netflix or a Hulu type service from America and you're in the UK, then you can use the VPN to do so. There are a number of other things as well, such as being able to hide from hackers, keeping your location safe, and protecting your data from would-be thieves. Now, funnily enough, I was looking for a VPN just before I got the email from these guys to promote their one, but we also got some free VPN for you guys. You'll see a link in the description, which for any SwitchUp subscribers will give you 85% off the normal rate and 3 extra months free, which is an absolute bargain. I almost got done for a couple of £100 signing up to one. You can install a mobile application, your PC app, and obviously Android and iOS depending on what device you have. And neat little side benefits like being able to get slightly different prices. This is really good if you're looking for things like flights. So there we have it. Check out the links down below for 85% off and 3 months free on Surfshark VPN. Probably one of my favourite games on the Nintendo Switch, and yes, it's an older one, but it's my favourite from the series, and it's the Assassin's Creed The Rebel Collection, which is currently 40% off, taking it down to its lowest at 23 quid. Now, I should have mentioned this last week because this sale only goes on for another day, so if you're EU based, then do pick this one up as quickly as you can. But the game Black Flag was the first really to take Assassin's Creed onto the high seas. There was some sailing in Assassin's Creed 3, but it was Black Flag that took it to the next level. You can sail around different islands, there's loads of sea shanties, you can hunt whales if that's your thing. And if you're a fan of the series Black Sails, you're going to absolutely love it. I love this game, I think it's brilliant. But also Rogue, which is part of this bundle, is well underrated and well worth a playthrough. Now this is clocking in at 19 gigs, so you're going to need to make sure you've at least got some space on that SD card. But to complete the whole lot, even if you're kind of rushing it, it's going to take you at least 50 to 60 hours.
Another game that I definitely should have mentioned last week is Trials of Mana. Now this is currently 34% off, taking it down to 29 quid, and obviously yes, it's its lowest ever price. I reviewed this one and absolutely loved it. In fact, it was one of our first Square Enix codes, and while it's not the longest game, clocking in at around about 20 hours for the main storyline, I thought it was excellent fun and just really well presented and designed. Now obviously this is a remake of the classic, and I'm going to completely massacre the name, Seiken Densetsu 3, which I believe came out in 95. You're looking at 10.6 gigs to download this, again quite a chunky one, but well worth it. If you're a fan of Square, you're going to know what you're getting into, but it's such a slick and well presented title. It runs well, performs well, and it looks great. Definitely pick this up if you're a fan of RPGs.
Entwine. Their world will be born anew. Trials of Mana.
Cinemora X is a decent little game. It released a touch too expensive for my liking, but it's currently 80% off, taking it down to 5 quid. It's not the longest game. I mean, you can blast through this kind of game quite quickly. Generally, it's about 2.5 hours, but if you want to do everything, you're looking at about 6, which isn't too bad. It has 1 to 2 players, it clocks in at about a gig, and it's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up that mixes a bit of the classic with the modern. I like this one, it's a good fun time. There are 50 different weapon combinations, and I did enjoy blasting through it with my kid. Certainly one to consider at this pretty low price. If we jump across the pond then to the Americas, you guys are in for a bit of a treat. If you're physical collectors, then you can pick up either BioShock, Borderlands, or the XCOM 2 new release packs at a whopping 30% off over on Amazon. I'll chuck the link down in the description, but man, snap that up. That is a bit of a bargain. And if you want to check out more on those, then we've obviously covered all of those games on the channel. One of my favourite co-op games on the Nintendo Switch is Adventure Pals. This is absolutely delightful. It's just a charming little game. It's currently $3, which is 75% off its usual price, and it's an absolute bargain. You can play through the whole thing, as mentioned, 1 or 2 player co-op. It's got lovely music, a beautiful art style, and it was inspired quite clearly by classic platformers, but also cartoons. You join your 2 best friends, a giraffe and a rock, throughout your adventures, and there's an overworld of sorts that allows you to move to each different stage, and I just love this one. You'll be hiking through forests, giant craters, and diving into the depths of the ocean to find the lost city of Crablantis. Oh yes. Yeah, this is a good one. It's only 1.4 gigs, and this sale goes on until August the 6th. If you're on the market for something a bit different, then there's Morphite, which is 83% off at around $2. Now, I wouldn't say this is the best game, and I know it seems a bit odd to recommend a game that you wouldn't say is the best game, but I still think there's a market for it. It's a little bit like No Man's Sky Light, mixed with perhaps, I don't know, like a Metroid, one of the 3D Metroid games. You explore different planets, it gets a bit deeper as you progress, and it follows the story of Myra Kale, a young woman whose life takes a sudden turn when a simple mission develops into an epic interstellar journey. Now, when you're in the vessel itself, there are random encounters, and there's real-time space combat here, there's trading with other travelers, and there is a story that underpins the whole thing. I'd probably say this is like a 7 out of 10 kind of a game, but for $2 you can't really go too wrong. This one clocks in at 980 megs, and that sale goes on until the 18th. Then we've got the Panzer Dragoon remake. We thought this was okay when it launched. It had a few issues, there's no two ways about it, and the developers went away and did a ton of patching and tweaking, and it's had some massive updates since then that in my opinion just shows, well, it shows the kind of developers that we're dealing with here, and they're the right sort. It's 33% off, taking it down to about $16, and if you never played the Panzer Dragoon games, this is very much sticking to the original title, just with a fresh lick of paint. You pilot your way through 7 different realistic levels, and I use that in air quotes, that range from tropical blue ocean cities to subterranean ruins. It's not the longest game as the original, it will only take you about 1 or 2 hours to complete this, so that's something to take into account, but perhaps if you held off because you didn't like the original release, they've actually worked on it and it's much better. This is 8.7 gigs and the sale goes on until August the 19th. Last but not least, before we look at 2 games you should avoid, we've got Jet Cave Adventure. This surprised Glen and I both. We were expecting, well, to be honest, we weren't expecting much at all. We play so many games, you kind of have a look and you're like, yeah, that's going to be rubbish. But actually, it's very slick, it's very fluid, and it plays really nicely. It's currently 33% off, taking it down to $13, which is its lowest ever price. It clocks in at 3 gigs, and it is single player only, but there's a decent amount to this. It's got 36 different levels. You have a combination of your club and a jetpack, which is awesome, and there are over 30 different enemies. It has that 2.5D style that some people really like. We saw it in things like Mega Man. I think it looks great, and it works really well. A good game and worth picking up at its lowest ever price.
Embark on a stone fiction.
And then we've got 2 games that you should avoid, like trying to get that suntan by using no lotion but just vegetable oil, which I've actually seen here in Essex. Ouch. Lobster o'clock. Oh man, the only way is Essex. First up then, and look, it's ridiculously cheap, so it's obviously going to shoot to the top of the Eshop because that's how they roll, and it's All-Star Fruit Racing. You can pick this one up at the moment at around about £1. Now you might think, yes, £1, this is well worth it, and to be honest, for £1 it probably is, but I really didn't like this game. It's the most generic, plasticky looking, poor kart racer. The trailers and the screenshots, I thought this is going to be amazing, but I had a go with my kid, and even she was like, look, Dad, can we just stick Mario Kart on? So fair play to her. You know, for £1, I can't really tell you not to buy it, but you know, well, it's up to you. And then there's Destiny Connect TikTok Travelers, which, while not the worst ever game, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10. Even at 40% off, I still think it's too expensive. There are so many better titles at the moment that you could get for this money. Unfortunately, this just missed the mark. I didn't enjoy it that much. It's about Sherry and her friends as they unveil the mystery as to why time has stopped in their beloved town of Clockney. They should have come to me for the name. Come on, Clockney. Have a day off. So that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments which of these you'll be picking up and which of these you'll be avoiding like the plague. If there are any suggestions that you've got that we've missed, then by all means pop them down below. And congratulations to the person that won the free copy of Rise Race the Future. For all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys. Oh, and a big thanks to our patrons. You guys are awesome, and we've got a load of new ones this week, which is amazing, as we hit 117,000 subs. I've just got to say that thing, haven't I? Yeah. See ya!